So this is Jupyter Notebook, year 10. So I welcome you all, guys. So this is webinar 2, day 2. And today we will be having a case study. So first of all, guys, tell me how many of you know about Swiggy? I mean, I hope like a lot of you know about Swiggy. Yes or no, guys?
No.
So what this actually is? What is Swiggy?
Online food
Idea.
delivery.
Pardon? It's an online food delivery app. Yes or no, guys?
Yes, sir.
So what do they actually do? So they have contacts with the restaurants. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
And they deliver the order. That's it. I know that the basic, you know, like you have to go to the app and you order whatever you want to eat, and then they just deliver. Fine. So the data we are gonna, do the analysis on is about the Swiggy data about the Bangalore city. So first of all, whenever we work on any project, what is the first important thing is, guys? First important thing is importing the data. Yes or no? First of all, we have to import the data that we are going to work upon. Agree, everyone? So this is the first step. First of all, we have to import the data. To import the data, first of all, we have to do a bit more thing, that is importing the libraries. So what libraries are we going to work upon? So first of all, I import NumPy. NP is an instance that I have created. So NumPy is for numerical calculations. For numeric calculations, I have imported NumPy. Then I have to work on tabular data. For that, I have pandas. So I have imported pandas. This is for what, guys? To work upon tabular data. Then we have matplotlib.pyplot. As PLT, I have created an instance. So this is for what, guys? This is for visualization. Then we also have import Seaborn as SNS, and this is also for visualization. Shift and enter. I have just run this cell. So these libraries are imported successfully, it means. So what have we done? We have imported a few libraries. NumPy we have imported for numerical calculations. Pandas, because we need to work on the tabular data. So we have imported pandas. And this is what I have written with the pound sign or hash sign. This is known as comment. So whatever code that we want to be executed, we just comment that. Fine. So this is what I have written here. This is known as documentation. So we have to write proper documentation so that if anyone else apart from us see our code, so that he or she can understand what we actually are doing. Fine, guys. So this is nothing but the importance of the libraries. So yesterday someone was asking if we can import the libraries in one go together. So yes, I hope you have got your answer now. We can import the libraries. So in the whole, whatever, how many cells we have now, it doesn't matter. We don't have to import these libraries again. So we have to just use them. Fine, guys. So once we have imported the libraries, with the help of these libraries, now we can import data. Fine, guys. We can import data. So this is a CSV file of Swiggy Bangalore outlet details. So it is available on Kaggle as well. So I have downloaded it. So we will, this is a CSV file. So we will work upon it. So which function do we use to import a CSV file we talked about yesterday? For example, my data name is data frame is data. So if you
Read
remember,
CSV.
we like pd.read CSV function was there. And here we have to just give the name. So for example, this is the, let me just copy this name. Because it is in the same drive which I have this Jupyter notebook. So I don't have to pass the complete path. I can directly write it and I say data.head. Or let's select the complete data. So I have got the data. So this is my data, guys, about the Swiggy app for Bangalore city. This is about the Bangalore city. Is it understood to you guys until now? We have just imported the libraries and now we have imported the data. Now you have got the data. What is the first step you will do with the data, guys? Just don't think technically. In simple words, just tell me whatever comes in your mind. You have got the data, then what will you do? For example, you have got this data. So what will you try to, what will you do now?
We're gonna go through it. We're gonna read it.
We can do what?
Rows and columns. What columns do we have? More information about the data set.
Yes, great. What else? Anyone else, guys?
I mean, just walk through it.
So can you see my whiteboard, guys?
Yes.
So let me explain a few, terms. As soon as we get the data, it like whether we are working as a data analyst or a business analyst or a data scientist, we all do one thing that is known as EDA. That is the first step. That is the first step that we do. It is EDA. EDA is nothing but it is known as exploratory data analysis. What is exploratory data analysis? It is nothing but exploration of the data. Exploration of the data. What is exploration? So it is just to understand the nature of the data. To understand the nature of the data. So how can we understand the nature of the data, guys? There may be several aspects. So it is, if like you can say, to look at the data from different aspects and angles. So this is EDA. So EDA is what? Exploration. Exploration means what? We are just digging deep just to know more about the data. We are looking at from the different angles at the data and we are just, creating some insights. Okay, my data is of this type or that type, or it is trying to say this one or that one. Are you getting my point, guys? So whenever we approach any data set, whenever we start working on a data set or data, the first thing we do is the EDA. EDA is the exploratory data analysis. It is nothing but to know more about the data. Is it clear to everyone, guys? What is EDA?
Yes.
Now the thing is, how can we perform EDA? So there are some basic steps. Sorry, guys. So there are some basic steps that we use to perform EDA. For example, the first step we are going to perform EDA. Now everybody agrees with this. Now the thing is, how can we perform EDA? So there are some basic steps, guys. So the first step is to check the shape of the data. First of all, I need to know like what is the size of my data, like how many rows are there and how many columns are there, what is the amount of the data I have that I am going to work upon. So that is the first thing. Now we can check the like what are the columns. Actually, what are the columns? Columns means attributes. Columns means attributes. So every row is known as an observation, guys. It is known as an observation. Every column name is known as the attribute. So every attribute is giving some different information. So every attribute may be different from one another. So we need to know like what are the columns we have or attributes we have. Now, what is the third step? As we did yesterday, we can check for duplicate values. We can check for duplicate values. We can check for duplicate values. Apart from that, do we need null values in our data set, guys?
No.
We
So
need
we
to
need
check
to
about
check whether we have any missing values.
yeah, to check about missing values.
To check for missing or null values. So these are the basic steps. See, EDA, these are the basic steps that we usually follow in any kind of data, but they are not specific to just here like 4 steps. So you can add more steps. It's up to you, like from what angles you want to look at the data. It's up to you. So EDA basically depends on a person's cognitive and analytical skills, guys, or the nature of the data, or what insights you really want from the data. So that comes under EDA. Everybody understood?
Yes.
So let's try to perform EDA first. So first of all, we need to check the shape of the data. So how can we check? So I can say like data.shape attribute is there. So it means what? We have 118 rows and 5 columns. 180 rows and 5 columns we have. What else? We can check for the duplicate value columns. We can columns. So we can check like data dot columns. So 5 these columns we have: cuisine, location, rating, and cost. So we can add a few more points. So for example, after columns, we may want to look at the data information. Like what are the types of columns and other parameters. Then apart from that, we may look for other some of the statistical measures. So this is the part of EDA, guys. For example, I want to check the information. So data information. How can we check the data information? So we have data.info function. So it gives us some basic information about the data, and we use it yesterday as well. So it is telling like 118 entries we have. The indexes of them is like from 0 to 117, and total 5 columns we have, and the indexes of the columns are here from 0 to 4. These are the column names, and we have 118 non-null values. So total entries are 118 and total non-null values are 118 in each column. So tell me if we have any null values in any column, guys.
No.
No. And
don't
again,
have
we can check the type. So data type, all the data types are object. So all the data types are object. So if we check for statistical measures, statistical measures. So how can we get the statistical measures, guys? Yesterday we talked about that. So we have data dot describe function for that. Data dot describe. So it is giving us count, unique values and frequency and top values. But you remember like yesterday when we applied this function, it was giving us like mean, median, mode, minimum and maximum and all, yes or no?
Yes.
25th percentile value and all. So what is the problem now? The thing is, it actually works on the numerical data only. But if you see here, do we have any numeric column?
No.
All the columns we have are object column. That is why it is not giving us anything. So we will see like how can we check, change them. So we will come to that. First of all, let's finish our EDA. So we have checked for statistical values. Now we can check for duplicate values, guys. So if I say data dot duplicated function is there, and it returns the Boolean values, but I don't want these Boolean values. I want the actual values. So I can pass it inside a data frame like all the data. So it is returning me a what? Empty data frame. Yes or no, guys? There are no values, only the column names it has been returned. So it means we don't have any duplicate values. We can say there are no duplicate values. There are no duplicate values in our data set. Can we say this?
Yes.
Even if you want like column wise, then you can give the count function here. So it returns you the value column wise. So, but this is fine. This is fine. Fine, guys. So now we have to check for the null values. Null values, or this is called as missing values as well. So what function do we have? So we have data dot is null function. Data dot is null function, but the thing is it returns Boolean values. We don't want these Boolean values, so I can get I can here like sum. So it is giving me the null values column wise. On shop name column we don't have any null value. Cuisine column we don't have any null value. Location column we don't have any null value. Rating, so no null values at all. So here we can say there are no null values in our data set. So there are no null values in our data set. Yes or no, guys? So everybody, what we have done here, we have just the basic things. What is the shape of the data? What are the column names? What is the basic info and statistical measures? And do we have any duplicate or null values? So mainly we perform all these operations on any type of data set we have. With this, these are common to any kind of data set, guys. From here, it comes like the next step we go. So is it clear to you, friends? Shall we move ahead to the next step?
Yeah, let's go ahead.
Great. So the next step that we have, that is known as data pre-processing. Pre-processing, or you can say transformation. It's like data transformation we have. So actually we transform the data as per our need. Sometimes whatever we want, So that is not in that particular form. So we have to change a thing. So we have to transform the data. Let's understand how. So if I say data, so you can say here, let's try to understand this data now. First column, we have shop name, and shop name is a string value. Yes or no, guys? Like Kanti Sweets, Mumbai Tiffin, Sri Krishna Sagar, Eldas, or whatever. Now we talk about the cuisine. So cuisine is talking about the cuisine. It's a string value as well. So sweets, North Indian, South Indian, home food, thalis, whatever. Now we come to the location. So this is about, giving the shop name and the cuisine location wise. Now we have the ratings and then we have the cost for two. So like if we get the food for two people, so what is the cost? Now you tell me, okay, these columns are, these until these columns, like shop, cuisine, and location, these are string values, that is fine. But ratings and cost, this one, cost of two, these should be string or numeric values, guys.
Should be numeric.
It should be numeric,
It's a
right?
float.
But the thing
Yeah.
is, if I see the data info, or I can say like data dot, you can easily, D types. So if you see, rating is an object column and cost for two is also an object column. Yes or no? Can you see
Yep.
here? So anyhow, we have to change them. We have to transform them to numeric. Yes or no? Agree, everyone?
Yep.
If to perform any calculation, for example, I want to get the, average cost for, average cost in Bangalore for in Swiggy. So can I take average of these values? No. Why? Because these are string values. So first of all, I have to make them numeric. Only that I will be able to get the like average or whatever I want, or the highest cost or the lowest cost, whatever. One more thing we can see here, we have this rupee sign. Yes or no, guys?
Yep.
We have rupee sign. So if we want to perform any mathematical operation, what do we need to do? Anyhow, we need to get rid of this rupee, what to call rupee sign. Agree?
Yes.
So let's try to perform one by one. Okay. So first of all, rating column. Transforming rating column. So how can we transform? So first of all, like what is the transform? Keyworm, yes, we can perform string concat, but string concat is a different thing. For example, let me give you an example. This is a string value. Yes or no? I say plus sign, and this is a string value. For example, these two values, I want to add them. So what should be the output of these two?
10, 20 as a single string.
So if
10,
I
20.
say 10 plus 20, I need 30. Yes or no? Because this is a numeric value, and if I want the addition, I should have 30. Yes or no, guys? But for example, these values are string values, and if I add them, I'm not getting 30. Why? When we use plus operator with any string value, so it only concatenates. It doesn't calculate the addition, mathematical addition. It is just concatenating 10, 20, and it becomes like this one. So if I need to perform any mathematical operations on this, I have to change them anyhow. I have to make them numeric, then only I will be able to perform this like 30. Yes. Fine. Yeah. So the same thing we have to apply here. For example, I will tell you data dot. So rating column, we are having a look. So let's check the unique values in this. You can see every value here has single quotation marks. Yes or no? Every value like 4.1, 4.2, they have single quotation mark. And if we see like whatever we have in the single quotation mark, that is a string value. For example, I say that is 4.3, and I say type of 4.3, guys. So see, it is printing 4.3, but the class is str. It means it's a string value. And we cannot perform any mathematical operation on string values. So we cannot do any mathematical operations here, guys. That is the problem. Apart from that, what is happening? So if you see one value is there like hyphen, in the unique values, can you see one value is there hyphen?
Yes.
So there is a problem with this, yes or no? Hyphen, like we should give some value. So maybe like someone didn't give any rating, so we can make it 0. Agree, everyone?
Yep.
So we can give 0 rating to it. And then another thing we have to do is what? We have to make them numeric instead of string values. So let's see how can we do it. So we are working on rating column. So we say data.rating. We have replace method to change any values. Replace. I have here hyphen. This hyphen should be replaced by 0. Should be replaced by 0. And now again I perform the same operation to check. I am again performing the same operation, but it is still there. It is still there. So we can use in place equal to true. Let's see if it works. Can you see it has become 0 now? So we have successfully replaced this hyphen with 0. To replace any value, we use replace function, and it takes 2 arguments. One is the value that we want to replace, and the second argument, the value by which we want to replace the value. So I want to replace this hyphen with 0. So it is done. Now 0 is an integer value. Yes.
I just wanted to ask, rest of them are string type and 0 would be.
Yes,
It's
because
a-
0. So if I say 0, it's an integer value. So this has become integer, but the problem is still the rest of the values are object as well. And if you see the D type, it is still giving us the object. Yes or no? Yes, guys. So one task we have done, like we have successfully replaced this hyphen with 0. Another thing is, what do we need to do? We need to change the data type. So here we can only here or in the next line, whatever, you can pass the function like, okay, let me show you in the next line so that you can easily understand. So data.rating we are working. I want to change the data type of this. So I would say data.rating. And guys, we have then as type function. And here, let's say I say float. Why I'm saying float? Because we have the values in rating like maybe 4.2, 4.3. The values are in decimals. Yes or no?
Yep.
So I want to change them to float. Now again, I check them, like what are the unique values we have. So we have, float values now. Can you see there is no quotation mark now? Earlier we had the quotation mark. Yes or no? So if you check now data.info, guys, or I said data.d types. So you can say like rating has become a float object. Yes, guys. Is it clear to you? So what
Yep.
we have done here, we have just transformed the data of rating column from string to float value. Apart from that, there was one value that was hyphen. We don't know what is what. What is it? So we just replace it by 0. So only one rating we have like 0 now. Rest of the ratings we had as it is, as they were. Fine. So now let's move to the next column. Now we to transform the cost for 2. Transformation of, or you can say like transforming post for to column. So if I say data dot d types again, so cost for to is also an object column. So what do we need to do? If I say data and I say, for example, cost for to, so it is fine, but the problem is we are having this rupee sign with this. We are having this rupee sign. So try to understand, guys, how do we remove any sign or whatever we want to remove from any string value. For example, I have a string value, for example, a equal to, and here, for example, I have a dollar sign and I am saying 1, 2, 3. So you tell me it is a string value or an integer value, guys?
String.
String.
The string value. And for example, I want to remove this dollar sign, so I can use this a dot strip, and whatever I want to remove, so dollar sign I want to remove, I can pass it. Sorry, this is a. See, I am getting 123 now. Yes or no, guys? So any string, from any string, if you want to remove any particular sign or character, we can pass that in using like strip function. So for that we can use strip function. So we are going to apply strip function over here.
Can
So
we
we are
use
saying
slice
data.
function on this?
Pardon?
Can we use slice function?
Slice is not a function in there. Like slicing we do with the help of indexes. If you use like
Okay.
slicing. So slicing is something like this. We are
Right.
just slicing the data. Okay. For example, reversing the data frame. So we can reverse the data frame like that. Slice function is not there, but if we want to, remove any part or a character from any string value, then we have this strip function.
Okay. Thank you.
Fine. You're welcome. So let's try to do it. For example, we want to work on data dot and cost for to. So let me copy this. This is, and it should be changed. It should be changed. How? Okay. Let me show you. So first of all, we need to do perform on the string value. So every value I need to take the string value. So I have to do str data dot str dot strip, and whatever value I want to remove. So I want to remove this rupee sign. So I will copy it and I will pass it here. Can you see like this sign has been removed? Yes or no, guys? This rupee sign has been removed. So if I say data, now you can see we don't have any rupee sign here now. These are without rupee sign. So what we actually did here, guys, this was the column that I wanted to work upon, data dot cost for to, and I want to first of all use str function. Str function is typecasting these values, the data frame values into string values, and on string we can perform this strip function. We cannot directly perform this strip function on a series object. Every column is a series. So first of all, I am typecasting to str string value, then I am applying this strip function. So now this is my data now. So now let's check the types. Data dot d types. It is again object column. So what do we need to do? We can convert it into a string, integer column. Yes or no, guys? So we can do like this. Data
Yes.
dot this column I want it to be a integer value instead of string value. So dot s type function is there to change the data type, and here I can pass the int function. And if I say data dot d types, so it has become integer now. It has become integer now. Yes. So everybody understood it?
Yes.
So the two columns we have done. So let's check. If we say data.info, so now we can see one column is float, one is integer, and rest three columns are object now. If I use data.describe function now, guys, now you can see we are getting the values that we wanted, the count, standard deviation, mean, minimum, maximum, or whatever, the percentile values. So I see, if we talk about the rating column, so total 118 observations we have. The mean value is 4. So average 4.06 rating we are having. I mean, as the Swiggy I am talking about. And minimum is 0. So minimum rating is 0 and maximum rating is 4.8. So there is no 5 rating. We can conclude from this. Yes or no? These are the
Yes.
percentile values. So try to understand how do we interpret the percentile values. So when we talk about 25 percentile, so it means 25% of the observations are have less than 4 ratings. 25% of the observations. So 25% is what? If I say like 118, so 25% will be somewhere like 30. So 30 observations have less than 4 ratings. 50 percentile means 50% of the observations has less than 4.1 rating. 75 percentile means 75% of the observations or the 75% of the restaurants have the rating less than 4.3. Are you getting my point, guys? So this is how we interpret the percentile values. Now let's talk about the cost for 2. So if we see the mean, average cost is for 2 people is 321, and minimum cost is 100, and maximum cost is 800. Fine. So this is about the cost for 2. So for example, let me type the data again. Data.head. Now I want to do further analysis, guys. So we have done a kind of cleaning part or transformation part. Now we comes to the analysis part. Now we come to the analysis part. So analysis maybe like it depends on the person, like what insights he wants from the data, or on the basis of problem, what insights we want from the data. So we have this data, shop name, we have cuisine, we have location, we have rating, and cost for 2. So for example, I want to know the ratings, cost for 2, average cost, whatever, shop names, location wise. Are you getting my point, guys? So first of all, location wise analysis I want to do. Here is the main part comes, guys. So whatever we have done earlier, so this is common. So here like we can do whatever we want. So location wise I want. So if I say data dot location, sorry, data dot location, and I see the unique values. So these are locations we have, guys, in Bangalore. Here all the Swiggy outlets are, situated. So if you see a bit in detail, so Kormangla is a place, then sector 5 HSR is there. So it's the same string. So HSR is the main location, you can say. So Kormangla, HSR. Then we have this BTM. BTM, BTM, Kormangla, HSR, Kormangla, and BTM. So we can say three main locations are there: BTM, Kormangla, and HSR. Rest of the location are sub-locations. Like in any sector in the BTM, inside the BTM, or in any sector in HSR, like sector 3 or sector 5. So can we conclude we have three main locations? We have, or you can say like there are three main locations. What are those? Kormangla, HSR, and BTM. Everybody agrees with this? So rest of the,
Yes.
so
There's Jayanagar as well.
pardon,
There's Jayanagar. I saw somewhere.
Jenner, where is there?
Jayanagar. Banarghatta Road, Jayanagar.
Jayanagar is there. So we can take Jayanagar. This is Jakka Sandra. What is that? I don't know. This one you are talking about?
No, the next here, Banarghatta Road, Jayanagar.
Yes. So Jayanagar we may have. So, okay. So Jayanagar we can say. So any other locations, guys, you think is there? So we have got 4 locations.
Hello.
Yes.
You have selected this main location based on your observation.
Yes. This is based on the observation.
Can we have
Because
any function or something to select
see,
those?
we can have a function, but the problem is this is not the structured data. Yes or no?
Okay.
This is not the structured data. So see, many aspects work in any particular problem when you work upon. So domain knowledge is one of that. So domain knowledge means if you have the knowledge about the geography of this Bangalore city, you can easily conclude like, okay, Kormangla is the main location or HSR is the main location. So that is you can do based on your domain knowledge. One thing is that. Fine. For example,
Okay.
you don't have the domain knowledge. You don't have the domain knowledge. You don't have any idea about Bangalore city. Okay. Then you can, on the basis of your observation, you can conclude, okay, there are 3 to 4 main locations are there. Or you can have a Google search like what are the main locations in Bangalore, and then you can correlate them. Fine.
Okay.
Yes. So this is how we actually work. So one thing is the domain knowledge. Second one is the observation. Third one is the, if you don't have no domain knowledge, then you can ask any expert, like that may be Google, internet, or any person, like what are the main locations in Bangalore? Please tell me. Fine.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. Why we are doing this? Because this is not the structured data. If we have separate fields, for example, you remember when we fill the form, any online form you fill, so we have like, landmark and on, and then we have city or main location or street number. Yes or no?
Yes.
Why do we have those separate fields there? So that we can easily filter the data, right? So that we can easily filter the data. That's why they don't give you like write all your address in the same line, because it is hard to filter later on, as we are doing here. It is unstructured. In the same column, we are having all the details. Fine. So in actual
Yes,
scenario,
now got it.
sometimes we give separate fields like sub-location, street number. Then we give like, okay, what is the main location, main number, or landmark, or the city, or the district, or pin code, whatever. Because in that case, it is easy to filter the data. But if you don't have filtered data, or you are having like this kind of unstructured data, then you have 3 ways. Domain knowledge, on the basis of your domain knowledge you can do, on the basis of your observation you can do, or you can take help from any expert. That expert may be a person, that expert may be your internet, Google, whatever. Fine. Yes. Is the question answered?
Yes. Thank you.
You're welcome. So these 4 locations we have, guys. So for example, I want to split my data set now. Now I want to create new data sets on the basis of locations. On the basis of locations. Why I'm doing this? So that we can every location we can analyze separately and then we can compare them. Yes or no, guys? So for example, I want to create a data for Koramangala. First of all, I want all the details related to Koramangala location. Yes. But you see, if I say Koramangala, so sometimes Koramangala is not the Koramangala only. It has some other information like fifth block or something like that. If I talk about HSR, so it is not the HSR only. We have some other information like sector 5, HSR or whatever. So see, how do we do that? If I say data and here I say location, equal to, for example, I am saying HSR. It is giving me false, false, false. And I pass it here, I pass it here inside a data frame then again. So it is giving me empty data frame. Why? No column has the, no observation has only HSR. It has some other information like, sector 5 HSR. So if I give like this, and then I have comma, so it is again not giving me. Anything. Sector 5 HSR location. So okay, there is a space character here. So now it is giving me 1. But the problem is there are so many sublocations. So how can we do this one by one? That will be a very hectic task. So what can we do? We have this .str. I am typecasting every value to a string value. Then we have an attribute that is known as contains. And here we can pass HSR. Dot contains data dot.
बड़ी लंबी है कहानी।
Data, and I am talking about location. Then I say .str dot contains. And here I say HSR. So it is giving me Boolean values. So where we have HSR, like anywhere, at the first, at the last, wherever we have HSR, so it will give me true. If nothing is, like if there is no HSR, it will give me false. So it is giving me the Boolean values. Now I want the what? The values, actual values. I can pass it inside a data frame. Now I'm getting the values. So if you see here, we have total, all the values we have are HSR. Whatever, like sector 3, sector 4, sector 7, whatever. So we have got, we have got, what is that? All the values related to HSR. So now I can create a new data frame. I am saying data and data underscore HSR equal to. And now I say data underscore HSR. Now you see all the HSR. One problem is there with this. So if you see, it is taking the indexes from the existing data set. Yes or no? Like 1, 3, 8, 19, 24. So in the indexes are not in sequence. So
Yes.
we can say data.hsr equal to data underscore HSR dot reset index function is there. Now I say data underscore HSR. So we have successfully set the indexes, guys, but it has created a new column that is index. So we can drop this column. We don't want this. It is giving me the previous indexes. So we can say like this, dot drop. So drop function is there that we use to drop any column. And in here I can say I want to drop index, and then we have to pass access equal to 1. Access equal to 1 means we are performing the operation column along with the columns, because I want to delete the columns. If I want to delete any row, then I have to say access equal to 0. Then I am saying in place equal to true. So it means I want the changes to be made in the existing data frame, that is what data underscore HSR. If I run it and now I say data underscore HSR, so I have created a new data frame, guys, that has all the values related to HSR location. So how many values are there? Total 18 observations. Total 18 observations we have. So if I say dot head, and here I say data HSR we are talking about, and I say dot shape. So 18 rows. So it means there are 18 outlets in HSR location. Can we say this, guys? There are 18 outlets in HSR location. So the same thing we can do for Kormangla and all. So I can do here. So I can say data underscore, I can say Kormangla. And then let me copy it. So I will just say the same code we have to write. The only thing we have to say, it should contains what? Instead of HSR, it should contain Kormangla. Equal to. Then we can create data new data frame for BTM location. So data underscore BTM, and here I can pass this. Sorry. Now what I want all the values instead of Kormangla that have this BTM. Now we want data Jayanagar equal to. So I just copy it, and I want all the values that have Jayanagar in that. So what is the spelling of Jayanagar? What is? Where is Jayanagar, guys? Here. So it has created all the data frames. So let's check one by one. So if I say data underscore Kormangla, data. .str contains data location. What is the problem?
You have to add a data before Kormangla.
Pardon?
While you are declaring the data frame for Kormangla,
What is the sorry, data underscore Kormangla? What is the problem here? Where so I have Koramangala data. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
there
Okay.
is one
I
data.
have to pass the data also here, right? Now it will work. Yes. So I forgot to pass the data frame. So at Koramangala location, we have 64 outlets. And if I select data underscore BTM, oh my God. So everywhere I have lost this, this data should be there. And here also data should be there. So here it is the BTM, but the problem is the indexes are different. Yes or no, guys? So what do we need to do? We need to change the indexes. So how can we do that? So I will say data.Koramangala copy equal to data.Koramangala dot reset index. The same thing I have to do for everyone. Now I can do what? I can data.drop. Sorry, data underscore Koramangala dot drop, and which drop we want to drop the index column access equal to 1 and in place equal to true. So the same thing we have to apply for. So guys, what I am doing, because it is having the previous indexes, we need to change the indexes. Yes or no, guys? So the same thing we have to apply for all. Like for example, if I say this for BTM, so instead of this Koramangala, I have to say this BTM. And then BTM that should dot return this one, and I run it. The same I have to do for Jayanagar. Data dot Jayanagar. What was the name? Data dot Jayanagar. Sorry, underscore. Data dot Jayanagar equal to data underscore Jayanagar dot reset index, and then we have to drop that data underscore Jayanagar. And I have to say dot drop, and here we want to drop this index column and our access equal to 1 and it should be in place equal to 2. Let's see, guys. So if I say data HSR dot head, so it has its own indexes now. It is related to HSR only. So if I say data underscore Koramangala dot head, so level 0. Okay. So I have to say drop. So this level 0, we have to drop this one. Axis equal to 1, in place equal to 2. So if I say data underscore Koramangala dot head. So this is about Koramangala. Now we can see like data underscore BTM. So this is about the BTM, and now we can say like BTM has around 35 and data underscore Jayanagar. So Jayanagar has only one outlet, guys. Jayanagar has only one outlet. So what we have done so far, we have split our data set into on the basis of locations. On the basis of locations. So what do we need to do, guys, now? Till now, we have created 4 data frames or 4 data sets. We just break the main data sets into 4 on the basis of locations. So now I want to do location-wise analysis. Location-wise analysis. For example, first of all, we are talking about the HSR. So let's see HSR. Okay. So if I say data underscore HSR dot shape. Oh, my bad. So if I say dot shape, so total how many? 18 outlets we are having. So can we say we have 18 outlets at HSR? Yes or no, guys? This is at data underscore HSR. This data frame has all the data related to HSR location only. So it is saying me like, 18, the shape is 18 rows and 5 columns. So it means we have 18 what to call outlets. Now let's talk about, first of all, we want to check for the ratings. So if I say data underscore HSR dot ratings, that is rating. So we have this kind of rating. So for example, I want to get the maximum rating. So maximum is 4.4 and minimum. And if I say minimum, so that is 0. So in HSR layout, the ratings we have from 0 to 4.4. Okay. So let's see. Yes. Mohammed Shahbaz, right now I have missed the starting topic. Will you please go through from there? I'll be very thankful. Okay, I will explain. I will explain a bit. Akasha. Okay, Akasha. No problem. So this is the maximum and minimum rating, guys, at the what HSR layout. So let's try to understand. For example, I want to check the distribution. I want to check the distribution. Rating column I am talking about. So I can say SNS or dot displot. So I want data underscore HSR dot rating. And we have created a displot. So you can see one rating is 0. Yes or no, guys? This is the count, guys. This is the count. So one rating is 0. Most of the ratings are more than like 3.5 and less than 5. Yes or no? So most of the ratings are between 3.5 and 5 or less than 5. But most of the ratings we are getting, that is around 4. So count is 8. The maximum count is here we are having. So most of the ratings we are having around 4. Yes or no, guys? If it doesn't help, we can use the KD plot for this, just to check the distribution. And for example, we say data underscore HSR dot rating. So we are having this KDE plot. So left hand side, it is talking about the density function. So most of the ratings, we have somewhere 3 to 5, like less than 5 here. This is the area, guys. This is the area we are having. Most of the ratings we are having here. We can also create the count plot just to check. So count plot, I say data underscore HSR dot rating. So just to avoid this warning, we can say y equal to, we have to just pass the axis to avoid, and data, my data frame is data underscore HSR. Oh, sorry. Yes. Guys, mute yourself if you're not having anything to ask. So this is the count plot, guys. So with the help of count plot, so one rating is there, that is 0, and 3.6 is also 1, but 3.8 is somewhere like 2, 3.9 is also 1, but the maximum rating we are having is 4.0 and 4.1, both 4 and 4. 4 ratings are there where we have 4.0, and 4 ratings are there where we have 4.1. Yes or no, guys? So this is the analysis of the rating column we are having. So our rating is spread from 0 to 4.8 actually. Clear? Now, for example, let's talk about the cost column. Cost for 2. Cost for 2. So for example, I say data underscore HSR dot cost underscore, that is for 2. So this is I am having, and I say describe. So the minimum cost is what, guys? 150 is the minimum cost. Average cost is 388, and maximum cost is 800. Maximum cost is 800. This is what my cost column is telling me. This cost column is telling me. Now, for example, let's check what is the relationship between rating and cost for 2 column. So what I really want to check, guys, like what is the relationship? Like if the, for example, if the rating is increasing, the cost also increasing or not? If the rating is decreasing, cost also decreasing or not? Or if there is some other relationship? So both are numerical or discrete columns. When we compare two discrete columns, we use scatter plot actually. You can say like SNS dot scatter plot. And here I can say on the x-axis, I want, for example, rating. And on the y-axis, I want cost for 2. And my data frame name is data underscore HSR. So what can we conclude with this, guys? Anyone would like to interpret this? Is it visible to you, everyone?
Yes.
Fine. So let's check how can we conclude. So the one who has given 0 rating is the average cost was, he was like somewhere 350 he spent. And if we see most of the observations or data points, we have like near between 3.5 to 4.5. 3.5 to 4.5. So can we say like if the cost is increasing, if the rating is increasing, then cost is also increasing? Yes or no? No, we cannot say that. Why?
Because
We cannot-
lower cost is also available at higher
Yes,
rating.
see, if you see like this one is like somewhere 4.6 rating and he was giving like less than 4. Still he was paying high. It is paying very low, but the rating is very high. So we can say like rating, whether rating is high or low, it doesn't have any impact on the cost. Yes or no, guys? Rating Or we can say like cost is not sensitive to rating. Cost is not sensitive to rating. Fine. For example, I want to know, get the top 5 restaurants, or you can say like create a list of top 5 restaurants in HSR on the basis of rating. Can we do that, guys? So I want to create a list of top 5 restaurants in HSR on the basis of rating. So see how can we do that? That is my data underscore HSR. So here we have the rating columns. So I want like, I want it to be like the highest rating should be above, but it is in the shuffled manner. Here we are having 4.5, 4.4, then it is decreasing 4.1, 4.1, then it is again increasing. So the ratings are not in order. I want top 5, like which have the highest rating. How can I achieve that? So anyone, all of you knows about sorting, guys? What is sorting? Sorting is arranging something or number of observations or value in ascending or descending order. That is known as sorting. So we can sort our data, that is HSR, and I can say sort values. Values. Here we can say by equal to, yes. So I am sorting this whole data set by equal to on which column, on the basis of which column you want to sort it. So we want to sort it on the basis of rating. Yes or no, guys? And
Yes.
if you see, it is giving us the sorted value, but rating it is starting from 0, 0, 3.6 and all. So it is giving me in the ascending order. I want it to be in descending order because I want highest ratings on the top. I want the highest ratings on the top. So what can I do? I can say ascending equal to false. So now I am getting the highest ratings above. Yes or no? So Mumbai Tiffin has the highest rating. Eldaz has the highest rating. New Udupi Grand also has highest rating like 4.3, 4.3 and all. So I can use here dot head. And here I can pass 5. So it will give me top 5. So these are the top 5 restaurants, guys, which have the highest rating. And they lie between 4.3 to 4.4. 4.3 to 4.4. Is it understood to you guys?
Yes.
The problem is like it is giving me the whole data frame, but I want the restaurant names only. I want the restaurant names only. Then what can I do? Here I can say this. I want what? Shop name. Shop is. So we are getting the shop names also. Only the shop names, yes or no, guys? If I say values, so if I don't say values, you can see here we are getting 2 values. One is the indexes, and second one is the names of the restaurant. Second one we are getting the names of the restaurants, but I want to create a list only of the names. I don't want the indexes. So if I want the value names only, we can use values function, guys. Values attribute. Now we are getting the values only. here I can create them in a list of like top 5 HSR rest equal to. So here if you see print top 5 HSR rest. So it is the list of top 5 restaurants in HSR layout on the basis of, yes, on the basis of what? Tell me guys.
Rating.
Rating.
So if you want to get like on the basis of lowest rating, somebody is asking. So create a list of on the basis of ratings, like least 5, I may say. So least 5 restaurants I want to have. Least 5, I mean like which have the least 5 ratings. So what can I do, guys? Just copy, I am copy this all the things. If I'm saying had 5, so one thing is that I can about this like ascending equal to false. So these are the, so if I just remove them and I remove here also, see, it is giving me in the ascending order. So rating, which is the least rating is 0.0, then 3.6, then 3.8, then 3.8 and 3.9. So can we say like these 5 have the least ratings? Yes or no, guys? These 5 outlets have the least ratings, but I only want what? I only want the names of the restaurant. Then I can say shop underscore name. And I want the values only, not the indexes. Then I can use values attribute. We are getting the values. I can create a new variable. I can say like least 5 HSR restaurants equal to. So if I print it, so here it is the list of the least 5 restaurants. So are we getting some insights from the data, guys? Please tell me.
Yes.
From this data, are we getting some insights? Location wise, like what is the least, what is the highest on the basis of ratings? For example, I want the list of all the restaurants that have ratings equal to 4 ratings 4 or more. Like I want to have a list of all the, you know, what to call restaurants which have the ratings for like 4 ratings or more than 4 ratings. So how can we do that? So data underscore HSR layout we are talking about. And in this, we are talking about the rating column. Here we can compare either greater or equal to 4 should be there. And it is returning me the Boolean values. But I want the whole data frame, then I can say data. Sorry, it is data underscore HSR. So here we are getting all the values, like where we have the ratings for like 4 or more than 4. 4 or more than 4. Now, for example, you want to create a list. Can you create a list now?
Yes.
Yes, guys. So help me. How can we create this?
That wall, yes.
Pardon? Dot values, right? Wait. So I was answering something. So I can do. I don't want this whole data frame. I just want the shop name only. Shop name. Oh my God, I always write this E. So I've got the shop name, but I don't want these indexes. I want these values only. Then I can use values attribute. So I'm getting the values. Okay. So I can create a new list, new data, what to call, like rating for HSR. This is my variable I've created, and if I print rating for HSR, so it is giving me the list of all the all the restaurants which are what to call, having the ratings 4 or more than 4. Now, for example, which is the cheapest restaurant in HSR? Which is the cheapest restaurant in HSR? So for example, I say data underscore HSR. This is, and whether it is cheapest or not on the basis of rating or on the basis of cost for 2, we have to check. So
The
I
basis
say
of cost for 2.
cost for 2, and I can say dot minimum. Yes, guys. So I can say data underscore HSR dot cost for 2 equal to this, and it is giving me false, but 1 true is there. So if I pass it inside the data frame, if I pass inside the data frame, sorry, this is data underscore HSR. So this one is New Udupi Grand is the restaurant which is the cheapest one. Okay. So I don't want the whole value. I just want the shop name. So I can just write here shop name. And I just want the value. So I can say values. So this is New Udupi Grand. Okay. So I can say like cheap restaurant. Cheap HSR restaurant. Equal to. So now I print the value. So New Udupi Grand is the cheapest one. So high, most expensive one you can easily get now. Can we get the most expensive one? So if we want to get the expensive one, so we just have to pass the maximum is there. Instead of minimum, we have to check the maximum. That's it. So Punjabi Rasoi is the most expensive one, guys. Punjabi Rasoi is the most expensive one. So we can say like, expensive restaurant, expensive HSR restaurant equal to, and I print it. Expensive HSR restaurant. So it is Punjabi Rasoi. It is Punjabi Rasoi. Just a second, guys. Just a second, guys. Now, I want to check in HSR layout. Which is the most affordable and highly rated restaurant. Can we want to know like this? What is the meaning of this? The cost should be as as less as it may be, as it should be or is can be, and the rating should be the highest, as high as it can be. Yes or no, guys?
Yes, yes.
So if I say like cost should be minimum, and the if I talk about the rating, that should be like higher as it can be.
Correct.
So how can we do that? Let's try. I am saying we are working on HSR layout data. Data underscore HSR. Rating we are talking about. Rating should be greater than equal to 4. That is a good rating, yes or no? High rating it would be considered. So the rating should be greater than equal to 4.
Yep.
And we are saying data underscore HSR, and if we talk about cost for 2, then it should be what? Less than equal to 500, we can say, because the maximum is 800, yes or no? So you can take any value. For example, if I say data underscore HSR dot describe, so cost for 2 maximum is 800, minimum is 150. So with highest rating, what value you can consider? 350 or whatever value you want, like 400, whatever. So if I give like 500 instead of 500, for example, I give it like 400. So it is returning me Boolean array. So Boolean data frame, I don't want the Boolean one, I want the values. So I will pass it inside a data underscore HSR. So here are the 10, what to call. These 10, we have 10 restaurants we have got. So you can check. Mumbai Tiffin has the rating 4.4 and the cost is 400. And if you check this one, New Udupi Grand, it is very, very cheap and the rating is 4.3. Yes or no, guys?
Yep.
So we have got this data. So these are the most affordable and highly rated restaurants, we can say. Most affordable and highly rated. So this value can be anything on the basis of your discretion. For example, I want to get less than 350, then you are getting these 5 restaurants. So these are highly rated. And you can say like, I want like 4.2, greater than 4.2. Then you are getting these 2 restaurants. So these are the most, like highly rated and very cheap, most affordable. Understood, guys? New Dupi Grand and Leon Grill. So you want to create, for example, the list of these two what to call restaurants. How can we do that? Tell me, guys. So here we can do like shop name. Shop name, yes or no?
Yes.
Here we can key dot values. Now you are getting these 2 values. You can store them in any in any variable. It's up to you. So we have got this value. For example, we want to create least rated and the most expensive ones. Least rated and the most expensive restaurants. So what can we do, guys? So we are talking about data underscore HSR. here we are talking about the ratings. So least rating should be there. So rating you can say less than equal to 3. Yes or no? If the rating should be like, if it is equal to 3 or less than 3, so we can say like these are the least ratings or not very good ratings. Yes or no, guys?
Yes, sir.
So do we have any? First of all, let's check if we have less than 3 anywhere. Data underscore HSR. So only one restaurant is there which has less than 3 ratings. For example, I want less than 4 ratings. So we are getting a lot of restaurants. That is fine. So I want to get any restaurant that has ratings less than 4 and what? Data underscore HSR. Now we are talking about post for 2. Post for 2. Cost for 2. Then what should be the cost, guys? Cost is greater than 500. Yes or no? If it is greater than 500, then we can say it is expensive. If the cost is greater than 500, we can call it expensive.
Yes,
So
sir.
there is
Yes,
no
sir.
such restaurants. Yes,
Yes.
there is no such restaurants. So we can say like greater than 400. Still no restaurant is there. If we say 300. So we generally cannot say like least rated or most expensive restaurants. We generally cannot say with this. There is no such restaurant. We can say there is no such restaurant. It means what? So if any restaurant is having the high rating, sorry, is the expensive one, it hasn't got the low ratings at all. It hasn't got the low ratings at all. So 350, greater than 350. So it is fine. Like less than. So we are talking about the expensive. So expensive is greater than, not the less than. Yes, Kong. So rating you can increase like whatever, less than 4.2 and greater than, then you can say like 450, 400. Yes. Then we can say, but we are talking about the least ratings now. So it should be less than 4. So again, we are not getting anything. Even we say like 300. So only one restaurant is there. So generally we can say there is no such restaurant. Because highest is the 800. 350 we cannot say it is expensive. Because the average is 350, somewhere 350. So if average is 350, then we cannot say it is expensive. Fine, guys. So it should be greater than the average value. Yes, we can find out. For example, what do you find? Like greater than average cost. What are the restaurants? In HSR layout that have cost more than the average. Yes. This is you want to find? Yes. Yes, Kwong. So this is you want like on the basis of whether it is somewhere like this. So we can do like this. Data underscore HSR. Okay, I want what? I want it on the basis of cost for 2. Cost for 2. It is greater than, if it is greater than what? Data dot cost for 2 dot mean value. So this one, if I show you this one, so it is giving me the mean value. So this is the average cost. This is the average cost in HSR layout. Fine. So this is not the data, but HSR layout we are talking about. So in HSR layout, this is the average cost. So we try to find out any if any restaurant is there that has the cost more than this one. So it is giving me the Boolean array. So I don't want the Boolean data frame. I want the complete values. So here is the list. All these restaurants are having more than the average cost. Okay, they have more than the cost is more than the average cost there. So we can find out like this. Yes, guys. Yes. So for example, I want to say like, what are the restaurants that have high ratings, low cost, and serve North Indian food? Do you think it is a, I mean, good insight that we may want to have this, like this insight or this data we may want to have? Like, what are the restaurants? Those have high ratings, low cost, and they serve North Indian food.
Yes, we could find out.
So how can we do that? So for example, data underscore HSR we are talking about. And first of all, we are talking about the ratings. The rating I can say greater than 4, that is fine, right? Rating is greater than 5. What else? So when we use the AND operator, we have to use the parenthesis for every condition, guys. Okay. Then I want the what? Data underscore HSR and cost for 2. I want it to be like, less than 400, I can say. So it will be in my budget. If it is less than 400, it will be in my budget. Then again, one more condition I would say, like, so this is again a condition, data underscore HSR, and here we are talking about the cuisine. Cuisine dot contain dot str dot contains, and here we are saying like North Indian. See, some way like a few may have like North Indian or whatever. So we are just checking if any restaurant has North Indian in their course of cuisine. This is cuisine. So it is giving me Boolean array. So Boolean data frame, I want the values. So here I can pass them. So 2 restaurants are there. They have the ratings more than 4 and price is less than 400 and they serve North Indian food. Yes, guys. So if you select food type, there is no column of food type. We have the cuisine column here. They may have like desserts, North Indian, yeah, like that. So for example, I want to check, is there any restaurant that serves only North Indian food? How can we find that, guys? Is there any restaurant that serves only North Indian food? So we can say data underscore HSR, data underscore HSR, and here we are talking about what?
Cuisines,
In equal to
North Indian.
and North Indian. So it is giving me Boolean. I don't want the Boolean one. So I can say like data underscore HSR. So two restaurants are there. They only, like they just provide the North Indian food. Punjabi Rasoi is there, and this one, Dindigul or whatever biryani. It is really hard to pronounce. But the prices are very high. You can see here. So maybe Bangalore is in South India, and these restaurants are providing the North Indian food. There maybe that is why they are a bit what to call expensive. So this is like, how do we get the insights from the data, guys? Like whatever you want. So this is, we have analyzed only one location, that is HSR layout. The same way we can analyze different locations, whatever like Kormangla, BTM and Jayanagar or whatever. So this is, I have just given you an idea like how to work on the data and how to get the insights from the data. On the basis of these insights, a business analyst is able to make further decisions like what to do, like why the rating is down, why the cost is high, what action you can take to reduce the cost and maximize your ratings. Fine, guys? So anyone has any doubts till now? So this is just an idea. So it is not like you will learn every function here. Like it is not possible to learn every function. Like what is it? So, but if you want to know like whatever the work of any function, and then you can ask me here.
Hello.
Yes.
I mean, we have to couple this with visualization also, or the tabular representation is fine.
It's up to you. Here you can take the visualizations, fine. But for your presentation, right? So you have got these insights and you want to present, then you have to get this, you will convert this, what to call, you have to connect this to your Tableau or Power BI. Then on the Power BI or Tableau, you will create the dashboards. Through those dashboards, you will, you will be able to create the reports and all. Generally, we don't create the reports in the Matplotlib or Seaborn. They are just for internal purpose, you can say, for your purpose, just to understand the nature of the data or whatever. Fine. If you want to create reports or dashboards, then we have Tableau and Power BI. They are separate tools.
Okay.
To create dashboards, we have either you have to use Tableau or you have to use Power BI.
Okay.
Fine. Now, like whatever we are doing here, what is a data scientist? Data scientist will do all those things, like whatever is required. So he will not do this kind of deep analysis. But what will he do? He will check for the null values and clean the data. After cleaning, he will just transform every column into numeric, and then he will apply an algorithm. So here the task changes. The job of a data scientist is to apply the algorithm. Then he will predict whatever you want. Whether you want him to predict the ratings, whether you want him to predict the cost. So as per the problem given to him, he will predict the values. That is the job of a data scientist. As a business analyst, you have got these insights, then you have to take decisions or you will give recommendations. For example, if you don't have much footfall, like in HSR layout, Punjabi Rasoi and this one biryani shop are very expensive. So anyhow, we should reduce the cost. Are you getting my point? So to create reports or whatever, so you have to link this Jupyter notebook, or you can I mean, you
Okay.
can import this, create a CSV file from this or an Excel file, then you can go connect that to Tableau or Power BI to create your dashboards or reports. So reports are not mainly created here. Reports are
Okay.
mainly created in Tableau and Power BI. Fine. So these are separate tools.
Okay.
Anything else?
Thank you.
You're welcome. So Python, Jupyter Notebook is, I mean, like Python, whatever libraries we are using, those are mainly for computations and analysis, data manipulation, not for generating reports or creating dashboards. If you want to generate reports and create dashboards, then you have to use Tableau or Power BI. Fine. If you want to have deep statistical analysis, then Python also provide different libraries. That is, one is sklearn. So in sklearn, that is mainly used by the data scientists. So sklearn is the library that has very, very deep statistical computations. Fine. But as a data analyst, I don't think like it is much required to you. So if you know these things, then that is more than sufficient, I hope. So this basic Python you should know. That's all. Any other doubt, guys? Kavi Priya, can you explain again distribution using Seaborn? Yes. So let's talk about the distribution in Seaborn, guys. So for distribution, to check the distribution, what is actually distribution? Distribution is what? How the data is spread. How the data is spread. What is the spread of the data? That is distribution. For distribution, you can use disk plot. You can use hist plot. You can use KDE plot. Whatever. So these are some basic plots we use in Seaborn to check for the distribution. For example, I want to check the distribution of the HSR in HSR, and I want to check for the what to call ratings. I am talking about how my ratings are distributed. So I will just take them and will pass them SNS dot. So this plot we have. So it is created. Fine. So here you can say like kind equal to. You want the histogram, then you can say kind equal to hist. It is already a histogram. Then you can increase or decrease the bins. For example, 10. So you will have more bins like that. For example, you want to create a KDE plot. So SNS dot KDE plot. And here you can say data underscore HSR dot ratings I want. So this is the KDE plot. So now the thing is how to interpret this KDE plot. That is a different thing. Yes, we can say, or we can directly connect it to the, to Tableau. Yes, Dan. So this is KDE plot. So KDE plot, it is like, you can say this is the left skewed data it is showing to you. And after 2, it is a kind of normally distributed data. So this is about the distribution. Yes, Kavi Priya, any specific question you have in distribution? Fine. So this is all about from my side, guys. So just think of it, and have any doubt, then please ask. So tell me one thing, like how do you think like how important this what to call like Python it is? Yes, guys, please tell me. You are blank, huh? Any further analysis you want from here? Yes, scatter plot. So let's talk about the scatter plot, guys. Just a second, guys. So scatter plot, it is used to compare two discrete columns. Discrete means numeric columns. For example, here we have only two. The one is what? Ratings. And another one is cost for two. Yes or no, guys? Now I want to check what is the, what is the sensitivity they have. Okay, like rating and cost for two. So we can use SNS dot scatter. And here we are talking about on the, we have to pass the axis here on the x-axis. I want what? For example, rating. And on the y-axis, I want what? For example, cost for two. And then my data frame name is data underscore HSR. So this is a scatter plot. So now the thing is how to interpret this. So here we have the ratings. So we can say most of the data points we have like somewhere 3.5 to 4.5. Yes or no, guys? Most of the restaurants have the ratings between 3.5 to 4.5 or 4.6. With this, we can interpret this. Only one restaurant is there, which is having 0 as the rating, and the cost for two is like somewhere 350 over there. Fine. Now it is used just to check the sensitivity mainly, like whether if my data is increasing, so this is sorry, the rating is increasing, the same way cost is also increasing or not. So if you check, this is having the highest cost and the rating is less than 4 here. But if you check even this one having rating like somewhere 4.5, but the cost is the least here. So we can say like cost and ratings are not sensitive to each other, to one another. For this, we can use the correlation. Do you know what is correlation, guys? Correlation is nothing but how two different columns are correlated. And here in we use the heat map. There is heat map. And we pass the complete data frame here. Like for example, we have data underscore HSR is mine. And we want to check correlation. So let me tell you how to check correlation in pandas. So data underscore HSR. And if you say dot core function, it will give you the correlation. So correlation is only calculated for the numeric columns only. And we have only two numeric columns. So it is rating and rating. It is having one correlation. So correlated values are always between 1 and 0. The values we have only between 1 and 0. Sorry, 0 and 1. Or maybe negative also. Like from -1 to +1 you can say. From -1 to +1. So how to interpret? So rating and rating, one correlation is 1. It means they are highly correlated. If I am saying cost for 2 and cost for 2, then it is again 1. Those they are highly correlated. So we don't see like column and same column we don't see. So if I say like rating, how it is correlated to cost for 2. So very less correlation is there. Like it is less than like 0.0 something value is there. So it means what? If I make any changes in cost for 2, they don't have much impact on rating. Or if I make any changes in the rating, they don't have much impact on cost for 2. Fine, guys. We can visualize this data also. So for that we have heat map. We were talking about heat map here. So in heat map, we have to just pass the function. dot core. We want to check the correlation here and see it is the heat map. This is the bar. So this, light color is this, the values are highly correlated. And if you want the values, for example, let's, I say CMAP equal to blue or blues. That is blues. And I want the values. So we can say N naught equal to. Now you are getting the values also. This is how we check the correlation, guys. So you can say rating and rating. The correlation is 1. Cos 42 and cos 42, the correlation is 1. But we don't see this diagonals. We have to check here. Like rating and cos 42 is 0.095. So we can say these two columns are not highly correlated. Yes. Understood, guys? I'm in a box plot, some explanation about center line. So center line, that is the median value. Yes, Dan? In box plot, that is the median value you are talking about. In box plot, that tells about the median value. So for example, SNS dot box plot. And I say HSR, sorry, data underscore HSR dot post 42. So this is about the median value. This line is talking about the median value. Fine. So that's all from my side, guys. It has been a really nice experience with you. I hope you have got some idea like how business analyst and how this analysis works in Python. And you got to know like a bit about the Python libraries and a bit idea like how to approach a data set. So I will leave from here and thank you everyone. And thank you so much for your patience and listening to me with patience. Thank you everyone. And now please, I will hand it over the session to Karishma. She will be talking to you now. Karishma, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then that's great. So now the call is for Karishma. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.